I want to thank everybody for attending this symposium. My name is Dr. Ahada McCummings. I'm the National Director of Strategic Partnerships for Up2Us Sports. And I just want to say, as we start this thing off, that in my position, I get to work with some really amazing people and some really amazing women. And when you have daughters like I do, there comes a time when you want to create something for them, something for their friends, for your nieces, that is going to have an impact on their lives. And I think that all of us here who coach girls, who work with girls, who mentor girls, want the exact thing for all of the girls that are in our lives. And so that is really where this symposium was born out of. Came out of a conversation about what can we do to bring women together to support our young girls. And here we are. We are here with over 25 really powerful women in the sports industry who are willing to lend their time and their knowledge, their expertise and their stories to young girls around the country. And so that's how we started this. And so I want to thank you. I want to give a special thanks to our partners, Adidas, and Girls on the Run, who is partnering with us on this event as well, who does tremendous work with young girls in running. And so, so let's kick it off. Let's get started. I'm going to turn it over to April Massett from Girls on the Run, just to give us a little bit, if you could tell us a little bit, April, about who Girls on the Run is and how we got here.
Sure, thanks, Ahada. And thank you to all of you for joining us over these next 2 days. My name is April Massett. I am the Council Development Director for Girls on the Run International. And I am so grateful to partner with our friends at Up2Us and our generous supporters and friends at Adidas to bring this event to life. The occasion to connect with, to learn from, to celebrate women in sports is one that Girls on the Run, we're made for this. We're here for this, not only through these next 2 days, but every day in our work. So Girls on the Run provides over 200,000 3rd through 8th grade girls each year with a supportive environment in which they can grow stronger in body and mind and spirit. Our curriculum integrates physical activity and life skills. Girls are running and moving their bodies while practicing and applying foundational skills such as setting goals and managing emotions. And the program model addresses statistics that girls' self-confidence drops by age 9, and physical activity levels sharply decline at age 10. So we meet girls where they are and work with them to inspire joy and health and confidence. And of course, curriculum cannot impact on its own. So our 80,000 volunteer coaches become the hands and feet of the program, bringing the lessons to life with the girls, building relationships with the girls, fostering relationships between the girls, establishing a positive, inclusive environment, and creating a mastery climate. Girls can be deeply impacted by coaches on and off the track. They need to see coaches who look like them, who have experienced life like them, who are open and optimistic, and who are sharing their authentic selves with the girls. So all girls know it's okay to be their own unique and amazing selves, and they can be in spaces they want to occupy, and they can use their voice to speak up and use their energy to do good in this world, to keep moving forward, just like the women we are about to meet. So these next 2 days, we get to be part of what's good in this world, a celebration of many roles that women play in the space of sports. The speakers and panelists and women who share in the roundtables and who moderate and they'll share their ways and their wisdom with us. And we're grateful. Girls on the Run envisions a world where every girl knows and activates her limitless potential and is free to boldly pursue those dreams. And we're excited to spend time with all of you to see that very world now through the experiences of the many amazing women joining us. Thanks so much for being part of this event. Ahada?
Thank you, April. I appreciate that. So to give you a little bit of background about who Up2Us Sports is, we are the first national agency that uses national service as our way of reaching and supporting, identifying coaches who are working with youth in underserved communities. And so our mission is to recruit, train, and support these coaches that frankly work and live within the communities that they serve. And so we have placed over 2,900 AmeriCorps coaches to expand sports opportunities in 20 US cities. We've engaged more than 200,000 at-risk youth year-round in sports and positive youth development. And we've trained more than 22,000 coaches. And so along with Adidas, we've created a Keep Girls in Sport digital curriculum that is free, that you can go on the website, keepgirlsinsport.com, and take that curriculum. We also have developed some training to expand upon that digital curriculum for anyone who's interested. And so we really implore you to utilize these organizations who've been doing this for quite some time and empowering youth and using coaches to do that. With that being said, I think that we need to get started and hear from our just tremendous panelists and keynotes. And so our first keynote today is Nicole Whiteman. I've had the honor of doing some work with Nicole on several occasions, but I'm really, really excited to have her as our keynote today. Nicole is the Chief Executive Officer of the Los Angeles Dodgers Foundation, where she leads the team's official charity, an award-winning leader in sports-based youth development. Under her leadership, LADF launched Dodgers RBI, a youth development program serving over 10,000 youth. The foundation completed its 50th Dodgers Dream Field, created a benefit gala, and increased fundraising by 1,000% with Nicole at the helm. This New York native has been recognized throughout the industry for her exceptional contributions. Under Nicole's leadership, the Los Angeles Dodgers were named the 2020 ESPN Sports Humanitarian Team of the Year, recognizing its work as the club's official charity. With a mission to improve education and healthcare, reduce homelessness, and fight for social justice, the proud ESPY winning organization has so much more on the horizon. Nicole has been featured on NBC's CA Live and the LA Times, and her journey continues to inspire as she fights for young people to realize their dreams. So please join me in welcoming Nicole Whiteman.
Thanks, Ahada. I want to make sure everyone can hear me. Good morning, good morning. Coming from the West Coast, good morning, and good afternoon to everybody that's on the East Coast. Again, Ahada, thank you for such a warm introduction, and thank you to Up2Us for such an amazing partnership. It's truly been inspiring to work together to put female coaches on the ground here in Los Angeles, and we're looking forward to doing so much more. I am absolutely thrilled to celebrate with everyone here today, virtually, albeit in honor of International Day of the Girl, which we all celebrated this past Sunday, and pleased to be a part of Girls on the Run and Up2Us' celebration. As the CEO of the Los Angeles Dodgers Foundation, I hope that my journey inspires some of you to set your sights high and to be ready for a marathon. Having worked in professional sports for nearly a decade, I have grown accustomed to entering spaces where few look like me. As a result, it's important for me to take moments like these to share my story in hopes that you will chart your own path and achieve your dreams no matter what. My parents set so much of a stage of what would become my life. They bravely migrated to America from Jamaica in search of a life with more opportunities. From the very beginning, they instilled the values of hard work and determination. My siblings and I were constantly reminded of these fundamentals. We were encouraged to never quit, never compromise our integrity, and never settle for the easy way out. Despite a yearning for familiar faces and places, I attended a boarding school in New Milford, Connecticut, where few people shared my experience or looked like me. I excelled away from my family and was fully prepared for the rigors of college life. Having spent 4 years in a community outside of my own, I decided to attend Spelman College, where I thrived. Surrounded by brilliant educators and peers, Spelman prepared me for excellence in my career, in my community, and beyond. After graduation, I started my career with a position in investment banking before venturing into the publishing industry with positions at Essence Magazine and Black Enterprise Magazine. Corporate America brought many exciting moments, but something was missing for me. I sought an experience where I could impact the lives of those who needed support the most. As an alumna of the Jackie Robinson Foundation, I experienced the power of philanthropy firsthand. Thanks to the mentorship and financial support in college, I gained so many of the tools that were necessary in the boardroom and beyond. In a full circle of events, I eventually accepted a position with the Jackie Robinson Foundation, where I actually served as the vice president of the Western region. From there, my love for philanthropy and community engagement blossomed. After expanding my reach throughout education philanthropy, I was eventually recruited to serve as the CEO of the Los Angeles Dodgers Foundation. Having played soccer as a teen, I had a lot of experiences in sports, but this would be a new global stage where I could use a powerful platform to make a difference. Sport teaches you so much as both a player and an executive. You learn the impact of coaching, the importance of a team, and how to react when you win or lose. And speaking of coaches, to those of you who are here with us today, I need to take a moment to say thank you. Thank you, because it's difficult to fully articulate the value that you bring to the lives of your players, your mentors, your friends. You provide so much of the support that these ladies need to excel. And I salute you every day for your dedication. So the young ladies who are here with us today, start building and nurturing a support system now. At LADF, we like to say it's bigger than baseball. And while we believe in staying positive, we cannot deny that this year has pushed many of us to new limits. When we think about the lessons that this year has brought and taught, this is our opportunity to acknowledge the full range of the human experience. I find myself asking other people, are you okay? How can I help? And most importantly, asking myself if I'm okay. Goal setting is a beautiful thing, but we must start by asserting that our lives are important. Yes, you are amazing, but as girls on the run, pun intended, that run does not always have to be a sprint. Take your time, slow down when you need to. Sometimes it's difficult to put ourselves first, but you must. You have a right to take care of your physical and emotional health. You have a right to feel appreciated and supported. As you become women with vision, be proud of your roots. Our communities are full of hardworking families despite facing hurdles that test our endurance. So many times we are tough on ourselves. We ask if we have what it takes to make it. Yes, we do. We are built to excel, and we will. As you prepare yourself for the next stage of your lives, remember that your background is your power. I often think of the participants who have experienced our program. Very smart, driven, powerful young women, talented young women like Diamond. Diamond grew up experiencing a lot of no's. Plenty of people told her that her dreams were impossible and they simply couldn't be done. Diamond challenged her passion and her will to succeed. Not only did she succeed in high school, but she's now gone on to college where she's a star student athlete and maintaining her grades. She has set positive goals for the future using the mental and the physical life skills that she gained while in our Dodgers RBI program. I always applaud young women like Diamond who are brave enough to share their stories, which in turn help us all realize that we are not alone. When we think about challenges that our participants experience, like poverty, violence, and schools that often lack the appropriate resources, they make it despite the odds. Yes, many of our communities can do better, but there is so much that is right about our communities. So when you think of your own lives, even if they are different than the story I share today, remember that you are worthy. When moments get tough, think of your friendships, the neighbors who support you, the teachers and professors who care. Anytime your mind attempts to shift to the negative, redirect and know that you have a right to a purpose-filled life. You will make it. Your thoughts are a key component. Envision yourself living a life by your own design. When I think about the life that I have designed, I even have to remind myself of the importance of fighting for those who need support the most while balancing my own self-care. As an executive in baseball and as a Black woman in America, there's a tremendous weight on my shoulders as we hear global cries for social justice. I often think of what it would be for us to live in a country that is better than what we have today, and to have a country better than what we have today for the next generation. But the tool that I use is baseball. Baseball is woven into the fabric of America. By leveraging the impact of the game, I get to capture the attention of a significant portion of the population. And while most people view professional sports as an escape, it can also be used during some of the nation's most traumatic times to rally Americans around the current common goal. Everyone wants to be free, free to live, free to raise a family without the hovering fear that they will be met with violence simply because of the color of their skin. When we break these issues down to the basic principles of we all just want to live, then it becomes easier to facilitate these tough conversations. Sports is the vehicle. It's the path to bringing us together as we acknowledge that opportunities are not afforded to all. I am so proud of our players who have helped me share these important messages about equality and inclusion, especially during this year. Although these issues do not directly impact many of them, they are using their platforms to help amplify the voices of those who are on the ground fighting for change. At the Los Angeles Dodgers Foundation, we're a team. Our players, our staff, and our ownership group make this work possible. I have a wonderful team that I'm extremely proud of, with some amazing women as well. And once the shutdown actually hit this year, we immediately jumped into action to determine how we can continue to uphold our mission statement through action. While we would love to be on the ground in communities, facilitating our programs in person with our program participants, we have remained very virtual, but also have gone into the community ensuring that our youth, our parents, our families, our coaches, and our partners still feel connected and have the basic necessities that they need. As we use sports as an analogy, I have learned that no matter how much you prepare for the game, anything can change. I'll say that again. 2020 has taught me that no matter how much you prepare for the game, anything can change. We pivoted to implement as many resources as we possibly can. When we think about what it means to be a woman in sports, it requires confidence to follow our instincts and be ready to change, because anything can change. We can't wait for permission and validation from the rest of the world. We have to assess, we have to plan, and we have to act. We also have to maintain our belief in humanity. Although I approach my role with precision and strategy, I also rely on empathy and compassion to understand what our families may be feeling. Understanding the raw emotions while maintaining the vision and the structure for facilitating our work involves a delicate balance. We had to shift, yes, and we had to plan, but we also had to remind ourselves of what our participants and their families may be feeling. It's okay to acknowledge that we're in uncomfortable times. It's okay to say, I don't know, but we will work through this together. I know so many of you are probably feeling extremely restless and ready to find a piece of our old sense of normal. I too have those moments, and I'm eager to get back to the reality of the past. And while we would love to support our youth up close, we're going to continue to follow the experts and follow the science. It's our duty to protect our participants and never sacrifice their well-being. As I reflect on the audience today and what helped achieve my dreams, I want to leave you with a few tips to consider integrating into your own life. Number one, hard work. Yes, we've heard it a zillion times before. Working hard and doing your best is truly one of the biggest contributors to success. When most people give half, insist on giving your all. Go the extra mile. Please take note. Excellence screams loudly. Your choice to participate today and tomorrow alone shows your level of commitment. Keep going. Number two, make yourself a priority. Working hard is great, but it means nothing if you don't take care of yourself. Eat as healthy as you can and get your rest. I'm still working on number two. Find that physical activity and commit to it a few times a week, whether that be sport or just movement. It's about supporting your body and your mind. And number three, surround yourself with greatness. I'm not suggesting that you pick friends based on what they have, but I certainly hope that you build your circles based on people's character. Do they value the work as hard as you do? Do they care about their future? Do they value their life? Energy is real. Use that as a great indicator of who you should be around. My last tip is number 4, which is appreciate the now. With so much talk about preparing for the future and what's next, we often forget to embrace and appreciate the now. And while now is much different than we ever could have imagined, be grateful for what you have, your health, the ability to walk, to talk, and to think for yourself. These are gifts that deserve celebration. This pandemic has shown us that the road to our dreams may throw so many curveballs. Despite moments where we are afraid of or uneasy, I'm encouraging you to stand firm in what you want and who you are. Talented, intelligent, and strong. I can't wait to see what each of you will do in the future. I know for certain that our world will be great in your hands. Remember, we women change the game. Please enjoy the balance of today and tomorrow. I am honored to be in your company. Dr. Ahada and Up2Us, thank you so much for having me. I've really enjoyed being a part of today.
Thank you, Nicole. I, for one, am inspired. I think that's a great way to kick this whole event off. And I know and I hope that girls are listening to what those tips are that you gave, because they're so important and so valuable. And I know a lot of us out here who are my age wished that we had had someone to tell us that when we were younger. So thank you. Thank you for joining us, and we'll look forward to you joining us for the first panel as well.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, that was awesome and inspiring, and we're going to keep it rolling. Our next keynote speaker is, I got the opportunity to see this young lady last year when Adidas and Up2Us Sports did their She Breaks Barriers clinic in New York. And aside from her stature, she's a very tall, just beautiful, striking young woman. The way she carries herself, how she moves through this world, I think is an inspiration to not just me and not just young people, but to women and men everywhere. So with no further ado, our next keynote speaker is Nneka Ogwumike, the 2016 WNBA MVP and WNBA champion. She was the first overall pick for the Los Angeles Sparks in the 2012 WNBA draft. Nneka is a proud generation Nigerian American and Texas native, and is regarded as the ultimate role model and is the advocate for health, wellness, equality, and opportunity, currently serving as the president of the WNBA Players Union and is leading the group in its high-profile renegotiation of the WNBA's collective bargaining agreement. She is a 5-time WNBA All-Star, 3-time All-WNBA selection, 3-time All-Defense WNBA selection, and was the 2012 WNBA Rookie of the Year. Regarded as an athletic, versatile, and consistent performer, Nneka has excelled both domestically and internationally, winning a EuroLeague title with Dynamo Kursk in Russia, a Chinese League championship, and she has been prolific as a winner with the Team USA, most recently as a member of its gold medal 2018 World Championship squad. And I am happy to announce that for the second year in a row, this LA Sparks forward is the winner of the WNBA's Kim Perot Sportsmanship Award, which goes to a player who exemplifies the ideals of sportsmanship, including ethical behavior, fair play, and integrity. And so, please join me in welcoming Ms. Nneka Ogwumike.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I don't ever do well with introductions, but thank you.
It's a lot. It's a lot. You've done a lot. And so it's a lot to say, but yeah, to be able to sit and listen to all of that, you've got to be proud of yourself. You should be proud of yourself.
Thank you. I'm honored to be here with everyone, and quite frankly, I'm proud to always also be a part of Adidas and the opportunities that it's afforded me, of course, with Up2Us and Girls on the Run. I never say no to anything that has to do with any of those organizations. And I had such an amazing experience being at 2 Girls on the Run events, and also working with all of the coaches that I got to meet in New York. It was so exciting to be a part of that, because I think it's important for people to remember the importance of, the people that are a part of our community as we become who we become, especially through sport. And I just kind of wanted to take these moments to kind of talk about that, and especially as it pertains to my experience, of course, and where it's led me. Initially I was not, I guess, as outspoken or as self-confident as I guess I am now, and rightly so, because as an athlete, you're in the spotlight. People are always watching you, and you're just out there, and so you kind of evolve into whatever you end up evolving into. But what I learned a lot being a part of, obviously, Adidas and Up2Us and Girls on the Run, just being at those events, I realized, or I guess I was reminded so much of the importance of those in my life that were mentors, obviously family members and friends, that allowed me to be. And not just allowed me, but also empowered the other young women that I was engaged with, whether they were on my team, in my classroom, in whatever way, friends, family, that really helped. And I look back to this year, and obviously this year has hit everyone in a way that is unshakable. And for me, we were able to somehow have a season, and gratefully so, especially with the conclusion of that season resulting in, health for the most part as it relates to the pandemic. And also for us to be able to amplify our voices in the bubble. And I just keep thinking about my experiences while I was there, and everything, it's just really culminated into what I have always experienced growing up. I've always had people that were mentoring me, that were kind of leading the way and displaying the importance, not just of teamwork in sport, but also how that applies to young women as we grow up. And one thing I always like to tell young women is, you might see me here and you might know what I do and my roles as a player or even as the president. And, we are raised to be asked, what do you want to do when you grow up? What do you want to be? And I realized this after reading Michelle Obama's Becoming book. It's all a journey. There's no real end game. And I can't tell you that I saw myself where I am right now. But I do know, or I guess I did know, what was important to me and the type of person that I wanted to be based on those examples in my life, whether it was my peers or my mentors. And so I think it's important for everyone to understand that if you don't know, it's okay, but you do know who you're surrounded around. And I think that's very major for girls, especially as they grow up and try to figure out what they want to do. But most importantly, develop that confidence in themselves to be who they are unapologetically and in a way that contributes to greatness. That's something that I certainly lean upon. And it's just being great in whatever way you can. And I know it's very different for young women now, especially this day and age when we have social media and we see how people are doing things based on what they're presenting. And I try to encourage young women not to get too engaged in that. It's always wonderful to be able to share your story, but you have to always remember that it is your story. And if you feel as though you're not telling your authentic story, whether it's in school, whether it's in sport or in extracurriculars, then you really kind of have to understand like what it is that really lights your heart on fire and makes you want to be a part of something bigger, because it looks very different for everybody. And we have to be gentle with ourselves, especially in such a digital age that demands likes and follows and branding and all of these, I guess, all of these intangibles that we feel are going to get us the tangibles. And I think that leaning on that core of yourself and those people that truly contribute to you being great it's the first ingredient to really figuring out your path. And I'm very grateful to be able to be a part of many teams, organizations, family and friends, and groups and circles that I feel as though represent that best in me. And I guess that's kind of why I'm here today. But I'm not really sure what else I need to say. I don't really feel as though there's some big idea. I think it's all about doing the little things great and surrounding yourself with people who also do those little things great, but then also instill greatness in you in whatever way it is what's most important. And I will say this too, it's something that I've realized that a lot of young women who are looking to find their way, just because you see me playing the sport doesn't mean that that's the only way. And I think that is also a major part of understanding what works for you and what greatness is for you. And I stress this a lot because we're in a world in which we are kind of born into the fight. You know, as women, we are born into the fight. As women of color, we are born into the fight. And we cannot progress without each other, most especially because we are born into the fight. We have to educate people about our fight, mostly people who are not women and mostly people who are not women of color. And I think it's very important that I've realized in this past year that solidarity and unity, and most importantly, empowerment is really the only way to go and to move forward and for us to really be there for each other. And I'm grateful to be a part of so many different organizations that contribute to that. And I look forward to also being a part of other people's lives, as basketball has afforded me to, not just in being the president of a union that's been able to kind of negotiate things that really can set the tone for history in the making for women moving forward, but also for everyone as I'm able to engage with so many different individuals as I kind of continue on in my own journey. But I don't really know if there's anything else I can say. I know I look forward to the panel, but I really just wanted to impart the importance of empowering each other, doing it together, standing in solidarity, and truly not forgetting who you are.
Thank you, Nneka. Thank you. That's awesome. I think, number one, I want to say congratulations on a great season. Thank you for being here, coming out of the wobble and being able to join us to impart some words for young girls. And I know you do it often. And that is one of the things I think that we admire about you, that in the midst of all of the things that you've got going on, that you still find the time to speak to girls about your experience, about, just finding their own experience and their own journey. And so from the bottom of my heart, I thank you for being